Hello and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. We are going to harvest a few things today, and this is going to be our first major harvest of the season. Now, I just said this is the first major harvest of the season, and of course you noticed it's cloudy again. So we have so much rain coming in these days that I got to get in when I can get in. I can't wait for that sun to come back. So we are going to start by harvesting these turnip greens right here. Now, we are not harvesting the turnips, only the greens on the top of the turnips. Let me go grab my gloves. So it's a cloudy day, but we need to harvest. I love turnip greens, the greens. And let's see if I can put them in this bowl. I think we're going to do a mixed green this time though, because I have a few collard greens and it's not enough for a meal. So we might harvest those as well and add those to the batch. But this is the first turnip green harvest this year. Last year was the first year in many years that I started growing turnip greens again. I used to grow them a long time ago, and then I stopped growing them because I was just having issues getting them to grow. And see, I'm not supposed to pull them out. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to keep them in the ground, but oh well. Oh, they smell so good. Now, turnip greens, I do not have that large of a supply. I don't have any put away for the season. The only thing that I have are collard greens. And I had someone ask me about how I preserve collard greens. So we can talk about that while we're picking these turnip greens. Any kind of green, whether you're talking a turnip green or a collard green, you can preserve them. And so if you get a huge batch, all you need to do is blanch them, put them in a freezer bag and put them in your freezer. There you go. You got frozen collard greens. I typically don't freeze them with any type of seasoning in it. I just take the greens, a quick blanch, and put them away. Thawing them out, it's the same difference. You thaw them out and then you put your seasonings in and you cook a meal for the family. You would do the same thing with your turnip greens. Some people eat radish leaves as well. So the leaves of your radish, you could use the same thing. Kale works the same way. And that's how I get my year's supply. So a lot of people are asking me about the cart again. So I will give an update. I do not know how you can get one of these carts. This cart is over 20 years old. It's from the Step 2 company. They don't make this cart anymore. It's either a garden cart or it's a kid's toy, a toddler's toy. I don't know which one it is. It was given to me by my neighbor, and I've been using it for years. And every year somebody asks me, where can I get it? I have no idea. I've researched it and I can't find it. So I'm no help on finding this stool that I'm sitting on. I've been told it's the first version of the garden stool. I can't find it, y'all. Now these turnip greens that I'm picking, I should be able to pick on them several times. They actually should keep giving until it gets too hot. Turnip greens are a cool season crop, and these greens should keep giving. As long as I keep picking them, they won't go to seed. And so I don't want to let them get too big, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get big enough to go to seed and flower and all that kind of stuff. So we want to keep them picked before they get too big. And eventually, the turnips on these will start growing. I don't want the turnips, not at all. And when they start growing and we get to the point where they're nice size, I will harvest a few of those to share with family friends. I will not be eating them. I also need to keep the turnip greens harvested pretty well, because behind the turnip greens, I'm going to have cucumbers here behind the turnip greens. So I don't need to do anything that's going to shade out those cucumbers until they get big enough to climb that trellis. A lot of people down south eat turnip greens and collard greens and those kind of things. But I'm starting to see more and more people up north eating more of these greens. There was a green that my grandmother used to grow, and it was called rape. And it's a type of green. I was told that, you know, it really is a thing. Oh, that spider. Mr. Spider, you can't come in the house. Okay. That it is really a type of green. I'm not saying it wrong. My grandmother wasn't saying it wrong, but I have no idea where I can purchase that green. It's called rape, and it's a green like this. Ooh, it had such a delicious taste. We used to mix it with mustard greens. Ooh, it was so good, and I can't find it anywhere. I went down to North Carolina because that's where my grandparents were from, and I went to the seed store down there. This is years ago now, and to the seed store to get them, and they didn't have it either. So I don't know, maybe it's something I'm never going to see again, but if there's anybody out there that knows about rape greens, please let me know. If you know where I can get some, please let me know. I would love to bring that back. And I would let it go to seeds just so I could get more seeds. That's just how much I loved it. It was a childhood favorite that I can't find anymore. I also need to keep the turnip greens down because in the very front here, I do have, I don't know, a handful of carrots that came up. Y'all, we might have a meal for Mother's Day. Mom wanted some turnip greens, so I think she's going to get some. And it's almost Mother's Day. So since it's almost Mother's Day, I know that GreenStalk is running their Mother's Day sale. GreenStalk vertical planters, I absolutely adore them. Here's a picture of one right here. Absolutely love them. I have them all over my garden, and they're having their sale. So if you haven't checked out the GreenStalk Mother's Day sale, you might want to do so. I always put links in the bottom, always put links in the bottom to all of the products that I like to use. And very little bug damage. We doing this thing, y'all. All right. Now, y'all, this is just the first batch. That's the first batch of my turnip greens. I have more over on the patio, and that's where we're going to head next. So we are over to one of these green stalks that I was just telling you about. And this green stalk's supposed to be full of collard greens. But y'all, that's not a collard green. That is absolutely not a collard green. So I think some of my things were mislabeled. Now, I do have some collard greens in here. Like this, that is a collard green. This is supposed to be a Georgia collard. It's not. It's absolutely not. So I'm just going to put it with my mixed greens today because they look just like turnip greens to me. And they smell like turnip greens. So this is just going to help my turnip greens. And they are beautiful, y'all. That is an absolutely gorgeous leaf. No bug damage whatsoever on that leaf right there. None. Beautiful. And no dirt on the leaf either because I'm not in the ground. So that's also a good thing. And even in the green stalk here versus a raised bed, I'm going to pick and I'm going to keep picking until they flower and try to go to seed on me. So it's important that I get these picked now. Now that's a collard green. I'm going to leave that one because I know that's a collard. But this is not. I don't believe these are collard greens either. I don't believe them, but they'll get bigger soon. We're going to just focus on these really big plants here. And I'm going to have to go back and replant what's supposed to be collard greens because that's collards. Man, I'm all over the place here. Some collards, some not collards. That's okay. We're going to keep planting in here anyway. Now that's it from this GreenStalk vertical planter. But behind me, I have a Vego elevated raised bed, and I got collard greens growing back there too. So let me show you. Okay, I said collard greens. I meant turnip greens. Turnip greens, not collard greens, turnip greens. So let me show you. And y'all see, I don't even have to bend down for this. This is my elevated raised bed, and these are my turnip greens here. These are 7 top turnip greens, so they don't have a turnip in the ground to harvest. It's just the greens themselves. I have 2 square feet of it. That's it, just 2 square feet in here. And y'all, I believe I have enough turnip greens growing in enough patches where every time I harvest, y'all, it's gonna be a meal. Just like with my green stalks, I do have a link in the description below for this raised bed and other Vego garden products as well. I have both. I have vertical planters, I have raised beds, I have elevated beds. So if you're looking for anything in particular and it's not in the description below, please let me know and I'll make sure that I get you the links to those things. I can harvest all the way across this. I don't have to run around the bed or anything. Just like with the green stalks, I just turned it around. Find one spot, sit down and not move. Well, I guess the sun's gonna come back out. I think that's good enough for today. Y'all, that's a lot of turnip greens. That's definitely a meal. Look at that. Now, I also heard that you can eat radish greens. I'm going to taste it. That tastes like grass. No, thank you. Nope. No. We're not doing that. I'm not messing up my turnip greens by putting those radish leaves in there. That was nasty, y'all. All right. So next, we are going to harvest radishes. And I do have radish here ready to go, and we're going to harvest that next. Let me fix the camera over here so you can see me harvesting the radish. Ooh, y'all, that was not good. No, not good at all. Whoo, I got a nasty taste in my mouth, y'all. But anyway, I have 2 types of radish over here. I have a, it just says radish, y'all. It says radish. I think it's purple something. I will look the name up and I'll let you know what it is. I'm going to show you just how good this radish looks. Look at that. That's a perfect radish, y'all. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. Can you get a better radish than that? Look at that. I hope you can see it. We're going to harvest pretty much all, I think there's 16 radishes in here. And y'all, these are some of the best looking radish I've ever grown. That one's a little small. So I have 2 radish here that, excuse me, I got 3 that didn't make a head, but there's 7 right there. Look at that, y'all. Y'all see those radish? That's a nice harvest from this little bitty square. And like I said, there's 3 that haven't formed a head yet, and I probably lost a few somewhere along the way. Now let's harvest this next square. And I think this next one is Cherry Bell or something like that. Super red one. So I guess I'm not going to harvest the whole square because some of them are kind of small, but we will definitely get the big ones. And I'm the only person who eat radishes in the house. So I don't need a whole bunch. Yeah, I'm going to leave the rest of those. They're not quite ready. But y'all look, there's a half dozen radish. And they are super red. So my red and purple radish, there we go. Beautiful. And there's a few more in there, but I'm going to save them so the next time that I harvest, I will be able to harvest a nice batch. So we didn't harvest a bunch of those. Now, right here beside me, y'all, this is spinach. And we are going to harvest spinach next. Got another basket just for that. And this is baby spinach. We're supposed to harvest it young. And I'm going to take my gloves off, y'all. They're so little. I like to eat spinach mixed in with my lettuce. So we're going to give this spinach a nice harvest. I know I'm not going to get all of it, but I am going to get a good little bit. And then we're going to go over and we're going to harvest some lettuce too. I love the size of this spinach. Baby, what is it called? Baby leaf hybrid, I think is what it's called. And I love this. I like the small leaves. I don't have to worry about getting it bite-sized for a salad. I don't like cooked spinach though. I only like fresh, like on sandwiches and salads and that kind of stuff. Well, let me say, I haven't found a recipe yet that I like it. I could change my mind later. Just a nice little batch. And I planted these using the square foot garden method on the number of plants to put side by side, how close together to put them, that kind of stuff. There's my little handful of spinach, a few leaves to go in the salad that I'm going to pick. I should say in the lettuce that I'm going to pick. And most of my lettuce isn't quite ready, so I don't want to scavenge all the lettuce and then I don't have any for later. But I am going to pick maybe a couple small heads of lettuce so that we got enough for a meal because I'm out of lettuce indoors. Oh, y'all, and I need to harvest one cabbage. Let me do the cabbage first, then we'll run over to the lettuce. Y'all, that was some of the cleanest spinach I've ever grown. I mean, it had very little dirt on it. Of course, I'm going to wash it, but it was just super clean, and I wanted to share that it was super clean. But y'all, here is my, I think, Hilton head of Chinese cabbage. Oh, y'all, it is so nice. Y'all, should I wait? I don't want to wait. I think I should. I think I should wait. All right, we won't harvest it today, but I was ready to harvest it. Look at it. That's a nice, but it's not making a barrel head. It's like spreading out. But I see them in here trying to crinkle up to make a head, so maybe I'll just wait on it. And we'll go ahead and get over there to that lettuce. Okay, we're over here, and y'all, I got some pretty lettuce over here. I mean, this is pretty. This is called Outrageous, and it's outrageously beautiful. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, what do I have? This is May Queen. I'm gonna leave that May Queen. And this is Butter Crunch, and it hasn't started curling up yet. What is this? It's no name tag, that's what it is. Yeah, there's nothing on that tag. Okay. Yeah, the Butter Crunch isn't ready. Okay, we're gonna pick this, y'all. This is the May Queen. We're gonna pick it though. And we're gonna pick that big head right there. This Outrageous, this is the largest head, so we're gonna pick this. I got the wrong shears, but I should be able to cut it. And this should come back. I'm calling this cut and come again. It should come back. Oh, boy, that smells good, y'all. Have you ever cut lettuce and you see the little white milky pieces where all of the sap is coming out? It's got such that strong lettuce smell, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But y'all, that is beautiful. But y'all know one's not enough. All right, we're gonna pick two. I only got three. It's not ready. It's not ready, y'all. I can't pick two of those. So it looks like this is the May Queen that we're gonna pick. Which one's the biggest? This one right here. May Queen. And it's not queen yet, but it's just the beginning of May. I'm hoping this is cut and come again as well. But y'all, I have to get enough for a meal. Ooh, that smells kind of sweet. The May Queen smells to me like iceberg lettuce. This is called a GreenStalk. It's called a GreenStalk, and they are on sale right now for Mother's Day. Come look at it. Come look. I'm going to show my GreenStalk off, y'all. I'll be right back. Just found another GreenStalk lover. So back to what I was trying to do. I was harvesting some lettuce, and I need to get a little bit more because I don't have enough. Again, I can't get too much, but y'all, the lettuce tastes so good when it's little. And I'm putting spinach in it, so I don't have to think bad about it, y'all. Even though I want some more of this Outrageous, and I'm gonna get it, y'all. I might as well enjoy this, right? I'm growing it to enjoy it. I don't want to sit back and wait. You never know. Tomorrow might not come, or a rodent might decide they want it more than I do. So I'm not gonna wait on it. I'm picking that. All right, that's all the lettuce I'm gonna pick, y'all. That's it. I'm not gonna get greedy though. That's a good little bit of lettuce. And I put that spinach in with that. That'll hold us over for another couple of days. And then these will get even bigger and some of these other pockets will start coming in. So let's look at everything we harvested today. How do you think we did, y'all? We got radish, we got lettuce, we got spinach, and a huge basket of turnip greens. First harvest of the season and many, many more to come. So I'm excited to start harvesting. I need to start tracking what I'm growing. I'm not ready to track yet, y'all. We're gonna wait until the big ticket items come in and we will track our weights on those big ticket items like tomatoes and potatoes and peppers and squash and stuff like that. We won't worry about the greens and the radishes and the lettuce, right? We won't worry about those because you can see they're absolutely gorgeous. If you enjoyed this harvest video, please consider subscribing to the channel, turning on notifications, giving me a thumbs up, and telling your friends and family all about it like I just did with the person driving down the road. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you hang out with me at Kim's Cozy Corner. Talk to you again real soon. Bye.